Do you want to get an A in your WAEC Mathematics exam question? Are you ready to solve all the past questions? If yes, then this video is for you. Now let's go into the question. From the top of a lighthouse 100 meters high, the angles of depression of two yachts are observed at 48 degrees and 36 degrees. The foot of the lighthouse and the sea level are on the same side of the lighthouse. Now A, illustrate the information in a diagram. Okay, B, find, correct to the nearest meter, the distance between the two yachts. Let's unpack these questions and solve this. Okay, we put our solution here and we go. Now we identify that what the lighthouse is 100 meters high, so we can sketch that here. This is what, let's say 100 meters high. The angles of depression of two yachts are observed at what? 48 degrees and 36 degrees. So we can say that, okay, we have our first yacht here and then our second yacht here. Okay, then we will now say that, okay, we can match that to the first yacht and then also match from the top of the lighthouse also to the second yacht. The question proceeded to say that the foot of the lighthouse and the sea level are on the same side. So if they are on the same side, that means that we can proceed to say that, okay, these are all on the same side. Okay, then we can name this to be what? Y1, which is what? Yacht 1. Name this as what? To be what? Y2. We identify that the length of the lighthouse is what? 100 meters. Okay, this is 100 meters. So let's put that well, 100 meters. Okay, let's see. The angle of depression of two yachts are observed at 48 degrees and 36 degrees. So if the angle of depression, then we have to first identify our 90 degrees line here, our horizontal line here. If we identify our horizontal line here, then we are going to see that the line or the angle at 48 degrees is going to be from the what? The horizontal line meeting one of the angles, meeting one of the lines here. But we identify that it is what? 48 degrees and 36 degrees. That means that the higher one, the one far away from the horizontal line, takes what? The 48 degrees, while the one shorter towards the horizontal line takes 36 degrees. What that means is that here becomes our 36 degrees. So these are 36 degrees. Then we can now say that, okay, from the same horizontal line all the way up to the second line here takes what? Our 48 degrees. Okay, but the angle that we are going to use in concern is going to be what? Inside our triangle. So first, let's consider from here all the way up to the lighthouse. Okay, then we can see that to find this is what? A 90 degrees. This is a 90 degrees. So calculating that from the 90 degrees, the angle that is going to make with the lighthouse, we are going to say that that is going to be, this is the red one, this is what? 90 minus 36 degrees. 90 degrees minus 36 degrees. And if we point that is going to give us 54 degrees. So we can see that that is 54 degrees. So it means that from here up to here, the angle that it makes is what? 54 degrees. Alright. Now let's also consider that of the 48 degrees. So for the 48 degrees, it means that the angle that is going to form from the yacht 1 to the lighthouse. and that is going to also give us what? This is also going to be 90 degrees minus our 48 degrees, which is going to give us 42 degrees. So it means that here is 42 degrees. Let's still sketch the same thing so that we can identify fully the concept that this is building here. So this is still same color. This is still our lighthouse. Okay, then as usual we have our yacht 1 here, and then we have let's say our yacht 2 here. Then we name here a y1, we name here y2. Then for the light 1, for the yacht 1, we can map that from the height. Yes, so this is our yacht 1, and then so our yacht 2. Since they are all on the same horizontal line, we match that to. Okay, so this is the same thing that we have here. But now, we have now identified the respective angles. So from here, this gives me, for yes, y1, this gives me 42 degrees. So we see that this is 42 degrees. Now, what about y2? For y2, it gives me what? y2, this is red. For y2, it gives you 54 degrees. So this is 54 degrees. So now this is what we are going to use to analyze or answer the question. Now B, let's look at B. Find, correct the nearest meter, the distance between the two yachts. So we have finalized or answered question A, or the first question, by illustrating the information in a diagram. So the second one, we have to find what? To the nearest meter, the distance between the two yachts. So this is the yacht 1, this is our yacht 2. Here, we must not forget that the height of the yacht, of our lighthouse is what? 100 meters. Okay, if that is true, then we are going to look at how can we get, let's just consider y1 here as our first triangle. We are just considering y1 here as our first triangle. Then we are going to, we can name here, let's say just x, any other variable as well. So okay, this guy can be y naught. Okay, then we are going to look at okay, the height of maybe yt, that is the height, okay, the top of the lighthouse. So we are going to look at this triangle yt, y naught, and y1. So we are looking at what? Triangle yt, y naught, and what? y1. So this is the triangle we are looking at. Okay, now with this we know that this is 42 degrees. All right, if this is 42 degrees, then we can see that if we take what? The sine of this place, what is going to be that? So let's say sine 42 degrees is what? We identify that what? Sine is what? So which is what? Opposite of our hypotenuse. But we are not given the opposite, so that may disturb us. And the hypotenuse too, we are not given. So we realize that sine cannot work in this place. What about cos? Let's find cos. Maybe cos of 42. We know that that is what? Adjacent over hypotenuse. We are given the adjacent, but still we are not given the hypotenuse. So this may also take us a long way. But we can have a final or easy way to find this. We can also try what? Tan. What about tan 42? Tan 42 will give you what? That is opposite, which is y naught to what? y1, okay, over what? Over the adjacent, which is 100 meters. So that is going to give us tan 42 degrees is going to give us what? The opposite, which is what? y naught, the change in what? Y naught and y1, which is just going to be y1. Let's put that here. This is y1, okay, y1 minus what? Y naught, which is what? The distance here, all over, yeah, this is all over opposite over the adjacent, which is 100 meters. Okay, so we are now going to see that what? The length over here, okay, the length over here is going to be tan 42 degrees, is going to be, this is, let's just name this yeah, changing, okay, this is the same thing. So y1 minus the y naught all over 100. Okay, then we see that 100 times 100 tan what? 42 degrees is equal to what we are looking for over here, our y1 minus the y naught. Okay, so that gives us what? The distance from what? The distance from the foot of the lighthouse to the first or one of the yachts, which is yacht 1, which is this one. Okay. But we can find this. We can find this. Finding this, we are going to have 100 times tan 42, and that is what? 90 points. This gives us 90.0404. Okay, let's leave it that way. Okay, and this is equal to what? Our change over here, y1 minus y1 minus y naught. Okay, then we as well have to look at what? The second one. Okay, so we are going to consider the triangle yt, y0, and y2, and let's look at that. And that is also going to give us, that means that we are finding what? Tan of what? 54 degrees. That is because the angle over here that it forms over here is what? 54 degrees. So that is 54 degrees. Okay, so tan of what? Tan 54 degrees is going to be what? The opposite, okay, over the what? The adjacent. But now the opposite becomes what? The y2 and the y1. So we are looking at what? The length of the side, okay, from y0 to y2, and that is going to be our y2 minus y0 over 100 meters. Okay, and that is going to be our 100 times tan 54 degrees, which is going to give us our y2 minus y0. All right, so if we have this is y, if we have this, then 100 times tan 54 should give us 137. So it means that the change in what? The y2 minus the y0 is going to give us 137.638. 0.638. Alright. If this gives us this, the question asks us to what? Find the distance between what? The two yachts, which is the distance between what? Y2 and y1. So we realize that the first distance we are having to be the y1 is giving us what? The y1 is giving us 19.0404. This is what? 90.0404, maybe meters. Then the y2 is giving us what? 137.638. Alright, then we are going to look at the distance, okay, between the two. That is just the y2 minus what? Y1, which is 137.68, sorry, meters is here, 0.638 minus 90.0404, all in meters, so all in meters. Okay, so the distance or the difference in the yards in meters, which is y2 minus y1, is going to give us, this is 137 minus 90.0404 4, and that is 47.59779. But we have to do it to the nearest meter, which is going to give us y2 minus y1, giving us 48 meters. Thank you.